Hola, me llamo Sierra, and today I'll be going over my Spanish 101 portfolio. We have the table of contents. We're going to first start off with the palabras. So I split it up first, which for numerals, which were adjectivos. And I went on with expressions and put them on a page. And now we went on with the sustantivos, which are nouns, and I split them up between male and female and both genders, just so it was easier for me to look back on and see which, if I needed to use el, la, los, or las. And then I have a section for food. And then I have adjectivos and verbs on this page. And then we have adverbs, pronouns, nationalities, questions, and prepositions. And then I did the same format for Modelo 3 and 4. And then we have adjectivos again. And then verbos. There were a lot more verbs in this section, so. And then in this section, we also had professions. So I had a section for that. And then once again, preguntas, positions, expresiones, and comidas. Moving on to estructura. Started off with the alfabeto, and I kind of just split up the letters and wrote little notes on them. I have a page dedicated to all the question words, accent marks, and then I have courtesy formulas. So by the day, how to say thank you and you're welcome, some common greetings that are used, how to say celebrations and introductions, and then also titles. Moving on, we have the days, months, and seasons, año, mes y semana. And then this 4 seasons, I drew a little picture so it would help me remember. And then just some common words that are used in Spanish for the present, past, and future, and then also some holidays. And then this is my section on how to remember the nouns, gender, and the number. So singular are el and la according to their pronouns, and then plural los and las, and then indefinite articles un, una, and unos and unas. And then on those personal pronouns, I split it up with their definition and whether they were male or female or singular and plural. And then going on to ser, I, and estar, it was important for me to really pay attention to these because I know that sometimes I struggle with having ser or estar and which one to use. So I wrote a little description that ser describes the identity and characteristics and their conjugation. And then estar describes feelings and conditions and its temporary characteristics, and then its conjugations. And then moving on to the present indicative, I found that it was a lot easier to have all of these on one page and their conjugations for each ending. And seeing it laid out like this, it helped me memorize it a lot quicker. And then Possessive adjectives, I have the short forms and the full forms for each personal pronoun. And then the estar plus gerund, I didn't write it, but based on my examples, I know that it's like a present format as well. And then some irregular verbs, there was a lot, so I just tried to put all the verbs in one, so then it was easier for me to remember the changes when conjugating. So we have E to IE, O to OUE, E to I, C to CZ, G to J, and then add a G. I to Y, C to Z, U to removing the U, and then first person irregular, I also added a couple examples. So then moving on to reflex verbs, I just wrote a little note on it that it's talking about daily activities, changes in perception, state, or condition, and they all end with the personal pronoun say at the end for you to conjugate based on the sentence. And then here we have just some other forms of tener plus K plus infinitivo. So just using that, conjugating the first verb and then leaving the infinitive form of the second verb. And then lastly, we have the preterite of AR, which is the past tense, and just little box conjugating as those as well. Moving on to Vita for module Modelo 1 y 2. I just chose like a couple things that were important. So el español en el mundo es el idioma oficial en 21 países. And then la historia de la lengua español. El español es una lengua romance derivada del Latin. And then all the countries that use Spanish as the official language. Some common phrases that you can use in a class: no comprendo, profesora, puede repetir, and tengo una pregunta. And then some places to see from Spanish-speaking countries and then their location. And then la cultura mexicana, some food that's important, the culture, some celebrations, Dios de los Muertos being one of my favorite. And then some exemplary Hispanics, Hispanos ejemplares. And then in Estados Unidos, California es el segundo estado en número de hispanos de Estados Unidos. And inglés es idioma oficial. And then lastly, Modelo 3 y 4. We're going over Mexico and Bolivia. So first, starting off with Mexico, Ciudad de Mexico is the capital, and then the moneda is peso mexicana. And then some places to see in Mexico. I've mentioned this before, but I've seen Chichen Itza in the civilizaciones pre-colombinas, and then some Mexicanos ejemplares. And then Bolivia, they have two capitals: Capital Constitucional Sucre y Capital Administrativa es La Paz. And then their moneda is Boliviano. And then hay tres zonas: la zona de los Andes, de los valles y los llanos. And then some places to see in Bolivia. And then comidas de Bolivia, according to the day that they're eaten during the festival. and some Bolivianos ejemplares. So gracias for watching my presentation.